Good morning, my friends. It's Miss Mithril, tuning in today. I am super excited to tell you about today's show. We'll be wrapping up our segment on different cultures today. On Monday, we had visited areas of China and Japan in our imaginations, talking about origami and that craft that they share. On Wednesday, we visited the Great Lake of Hiawatha and learned about Native Americans. Today, we will wrap up our segment highlighting a great story on the African folktale that is known by many that we can share and learn about today. I really look forward to it. But first, it is time for our schedule. Let's take a look at that. Whoops, not the schedule. What time is it? Time, that's right. Time, let's not forget about our time. It's time for time. Right now it is 11:20 a.m. Now, we've been practicing time for a while now. Can you see something wrong with the time here? Is the hour, the red hand, on the 11? Yes. But where is that long blue hand? It's on the 8. That indicates that it's 40 minutes past the hour. On 4, that indicates that it's 20 minutes past the hour. See there? Alright, real quick, we'll go over our 5 times table. Ready? Starting from the top. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and that's our 5 times table. As of right now, it is 11:20. This is the analog and digital clock representation of the time. Excellent job. Thank you for your help with that. As always, it's a pleasure. Alright. And what's first on our agenda? Story time. Where is that X? Do you see the X? Is this the X? No, that's the letter D. Oh, here's the X right here, right? No, that's the letter T. How about right here? No. Nope, that's the number 2. Ah, here's the X. Let's put that on the story time. First and foremost. Alright. Today's story is called Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. Have you ever noticed that mosquitoes make that high buzz, buzz, buzz sound when they get very close to your ear? Here's an African folktale telling you why that started and how. We will see all sorts of different animals in here. Let's learn together. Why mosquitoes buzz in people's ears. By Verna Aardema. Pictures by Leo and Diane Dillon. For Marcia Van Dooning, who heard this story first. One morning, a mosquito saw an iguana drinking at a water hole. The mosquito said, "Iguana, you will never believe what I saw yesterday." "Try me," said the iguana. The mosquito said, "I saw a farmer digging yams that were almost as big as I am." What's a mosquito compared to a yam?" snapped the iguana grumbly. "I would rather be deaf than listen to such nonsense." Then he stuck 2 sticks in his ears and went off, mack, through the reeds. The iguana was still grumbling to himself when he happened to pass by Python. snake raised his head and said, "Good morning, iguana." The iguana did not answer, but lumbered on, bobbing his head. Bodomin, bodomin, bodomin. "Now why won't he speak to me?" said the python to himself. "Iguana must be angry about something. I'm afraid he's plotting some mischief against me." He began looking for somewhere to hide. The first likely place he found was a rabbit hole, and in it he went. Wasu, 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 wasu. When the rabbit saw the big snake coming into her burrow, she was terrified. She scurried out through her back way and bounded across a clearing. So seeing iguana that grumpy startled the python. Let's see what happens next. A crow saw the rabbit running for her life. He flew into the forest crying, "Caw, caw, caw!" It was his duty to spread the alarm in case of danger. A monkey heard the crow. He was sure that some dangerous beast was prowling near. He began screeching, "Ah, ah," and leaping, "Kitty, kitty," wild through the trees to help warn the other animals. As the monkey was crashing through the treetops, he happened to land on a dead limb. It broke and fell on Owl's nest, killing one of the owlets. Oh no. Mother Owl was not at home. For though she usually hunted only at night, this morning she was still out searching for one more tidbit to satisfy her hungry babies. When she returned to the nest, she found one of them dead. Her other children told her that the monkey had killed it. All that day and all that night she sat in her tree. So sad, so sad, so sad. Now it was Mother Owl who woke the sun each day so that the dawn could come. But this time, when she should have hooted for the sun, she did not. The night grew longer and longer, and the animals of the forest knew it was lasting much too long. They feared that the sun would never come back. At last, King Lion called a meeting of the animals. Whoops! They came and sat down, pim, 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 around a council fire. Mother Owl did not come, so the antelope was sent to fetch her. When she arrived, King Lion asked, "Mother Owl, why have you not called the sun? The night has lasted long, 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 and everyone is worried." Mother Owl said, "Monkey killed one of my owlets. Because of that, I cannot bear to wake the sun." The king said to the gathered animals, "Did you hear? It was the monkey who killed the owlet. And now Mother Owl won't take the sun, or won't wake the sun, so that day can come." See, she's imagining that the monkey killed her little owlet. But that's not what really happened, was it? Then King Lion called the monkey. He came before him nervously, glancing from side to side. "Monkey," said the king, "why did you kill one of the Mother Owl's babies?" "Oh, king," said the monkey, "it was the crow's fault. He was calling and calling and calling to warn us of danger, and I went leaping through the trees to help. A limb broke under me and it fell on the owl's nest." The king said to the council, "So it was the crow who alarmed the monkey, who killed the owlet, and now Mother Owl won't take the sun so that the day can come." Then the king called for the crow. That big bird came flapping up. He said, "Ah, King Lion, it was the rabbit's fault. I saw her running for her life in the daytime. Wasn't that reason enough to spread an alarm?" The king nodded his head and said to the council, "So it was the rabbit who startled the crow, who alarmed the monkey, who killed the owlet, and now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come." king called the rabbit. The timid little creature stood before him, one trembling paw drawn up uncertainly. "Rabbit," cried the king, "why did you break a law of nature and go running, running, running in the daytime?" "Oh, king," said the rabbit, "it was the python's fault. I was in my house minding my own business when that big snake came in and chased me out." So the king said to the consul, "So it was Python who scared the rabbit, who startled the crow, who alarmed the monkey, who killed the owlet, and now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come." Let's see what the python has to say. The king lion called the python, who came slithering, wasu, wasu, wasa, wasu, wasa, wasu, past the other animals. "But king," he cried, "it was the iguana's fault. He wouldn't speak to me, and I thought he was plotting some mischief against me. When I crawled into the rabbit's hole, I was only trying to hide." The king said to the consul, "So it was the iguana who frightened the python, who scared the rabbit, who startled the crow, who alarmed the monkey, who killed the owlet, and now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come." This goes to show you just how far a misunderstanding can go. Now the iguana was not at the meeting, for he had not heard the summons. The antelope was sent to fetch him. All the animals laughed when they saw the iguana coming. Bedimin, Bedimin, with the sticks still stuck in his ears. Bedimin, 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 Bedimin. King Lion pulled out the sticks. Then he asked, "Iguana, what evil have you been plotting against the python?" "None, none at all," cried the iguana. "Python is my friend." "Then why would you say good morning to me?" demanded the snake. "I didn't hear you, or even see you," said the iguana. "Mosquito told me such a big lie, I couldn't bear to listen to it. So I put sticks in my ears." "Nyeh, nyeh, nyeh, nyeh," laughed the lion. "So that's why you had sticks in your ears?" "Yes," said the iguana. "It was the mosquito's fault." King Lion said to the council, "So it was the mosquito who annoyed the iguana, who frightened the python, who scared the rabbit, who startled the crow, who alarmed the monkey, who killed the owlet, and now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come." "Punish the mosquito! Punish the mosquito!" cried all the animals. When Mother Owl heard that, she was satisfied. She turned her head towards the east and hooted, "Hoo! Hoo! Hoo!" And the sun came up. Meanwhile the mosquito had listened to all of it from a nearby bush. She crept under a curly leaf, and was never found and brought before the council. But because of this mosquito had a guilty conscience, to this day she goes about whining in people's ears. "See, is everyone still angry at me?" When she does that, she gets an honest answer. Now that person looks pretty annoyed, huh? Kapow! Ugh. Squish. So, this story has quite a lesson that can be learned. Just like our other folk stories that we used to listen to at the end of our segments. In this story, we learned that even a small story or a small set of words can reach the biggest ears and make the biggest difference. It just depends on what's said. But what's something that the animals could have done to make better choices? Can you think of anything? Were the animals wrong in what they did? Was the mosquito wrong? Do you think that the mosquito had told the truth? Why? I'll tell you one thing that Miss Mithril takes from this. It's to remember that you want to be fully understood as possible when you're communicating to somebody. And always try to be understanding before you panic and run off. Even if something's scaring you. Sometimes all it takes is just a minute to slow down, take a deep breath, and find out what's really going on before something happens that makes a lot of people sad. The owlet dying in the nest, it was an accident. No one meant for it to happen. And the mother owl was so sad, remember? But if the animals had just been a little bit more careful, a little bit more considerate of each other, and listened to each other, starting with the iguana, to the python, to the rabbit, and so on, then maybe that baby owlet would have been okay. We're going to pause right there, take a little tiny break. When I come back, I am going to show you something very interesting, something very special. Can you help me check off our story time real quick? Alright, we're moving the X down to the fun time. Get your check off fingers ready for me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and down, up. Check. Story time is done. Alright, I'll see you in just a minute.
Hey, hey friends, time for a joke. You can use this one. Right from Antibo himself. What do you get if you cross the Lone Ranger with an insect? The Mosquito. Want another one? What is the difference between a mosquito and a fly? Try sewing buttons on a mosquito. What has 6 legs, bits, and talks in code? A Morse-squito.
Alright, friends. The special thing we have to show you today. There is something in Africa that was used between the 16th and the 20th century, a long time ago. And these items were called trade beads. And I'm going to show you those trade beads here. Just 1 second. You're going to be able to see them yourself. As you can see here, they're about the size of wristbands. You can use them as bracelets or necklaces even. Or if you use a very, very short rope or a stretchy band, you can make a ring out of them. Look at all the different colors on these beads. Did you know that these beads were made out of different things, such as shells, bones, and even pieces of glass? There are all sorts of different shapes and sizes. So between the 16th and the 20th century, in Africa, these were traded for a lot of things, such as goods, services, and even slaves. They range from different hues and different colors, bring you all sorts of different shapes and designs. And when people traded these, it was a lot like having money. In fact, it was like having money. These right here you can see are blue, white, red, and black. And they have all these intricate little shapes too. You see the circles? What colors do you see in this picture? I see black, orange, blue, yellow, and even red. Oh, I think the red star one is my favorite. I share this with you today because when we were doing Culture Week at my school, just this past year, this was one of the themes that we had, and I learned so much about the African culture that day. We even got to sit in on a bead making class. I gotta be kind of careful because I don't know how fragile this is, but you see this bracelet? This is the one that I made. Every time that these beads are made, there's a story behind them and a purpose. Every creator has their own different story. I use these small round brown beads because they remind me of chocolate. And I really like chocolate. Right here reminds me of stone and mud. You see the way that they're sandwiched in like that? I think it's important to have strong ground to stand on in whatever you do. So when you make good decisions or bad decisions, as long as you have a strong, firm foundation to stand on, that's all you need. Because nobody's perfect. And lastly, these 3 beads right here, this one right here, there, and there, they represent 3 parts of my life. My past, my present, and my future. I chose this one to be my past because when I was younger, I loved learning the Brazilian language, Portuguese. And this was actually inspired by the Brazilian culture. If you ever get a chance, take a look at their flag. You will find the colors and that shape, that circle with the stars around it, very similar to their native flag. And orange is my energy, and green is my sense of nature and love for it. And finally, I hope that when I'm older, I'll be able to see things clearly That's what the white's for. And I want to continue having little balls of light and energy and happiness in my life. So that's what the yellow's for. When I created this, nobody told me how to do it, other than just do what your heart tells you. And that's my story with making my trade beads. Friends, Miss Mithrill's going to be taking a little break for a little while. I hope to be making shows again real soon, but until that my new schedule is adjusted a little bit, I'm going to say goodbye for now. But don't worry, I will be keeping communication open on my pages letting you know when I'm coming back. Until then, just know that I love you very much. I have had a lot of fun with you. It's been my pleasure to spend time with you, and I hope you learned something new. Not just something that you can keep up here, but something you can keep right here in your heart. Alright, so, as we usually do, we're going to check off our fun time. Move down to word time. Can you help me check off the word time? Excuse me, the fun time? 1, 2, 3, and check. Alright, let's see what today's word is. Can you help me call for Janilla? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Janilla! Hey, Janilla. What is our word for today? Thank you, Janilla. Today's word is was. W-A-S. Was. As in, today was a fun day with you. And I hope you continue to have a great day. Remember, my friends, be safe as possible. Be the little superhero I know you are. Be strong, be happy, and be healthy. I will see you next time.